It is day 2, Lake Tahoe. Taylor is impressed. Things have changed a bit, right? You yesterday, anything went. You could bring a football in here.
Yep.
Today, you were told not to bring that football in.
They made me toss it.
Yeah.
They made me toss it. Right. But there's definitely been a shift in energy here where it feels more competitive. Like, it feels like these guys who are, some of the best athletes ever, now they're shifting into competition mode, because I saw John Smoltz on the putting green, and I walked up to him because I'm starting to get some of your confidence, and I said, Smoltzy, you having fun? And he looked me dead in the eyes, and he said, I'm here to win a tournament.
Did he? I believe that.
Yes.
I believe John Smoltz is here to win a tournament. There are certain guys that aren't here to win a tournament. They know they're not going to win the tournament. David Wells was with us yesterday. He said not winning the tournament. John Smoltz is absolutely here to win a tournament.
Yep.
You know who else is here to win a tournament?
Who's that?
Gary fucking Sheffield. I mean, are you kidding me?
He's on the driving range.
Listen,
right
Gary's not going to win it. I'm going to tell you right now. I will put a flyer on Sheffield, though, but I am telling you right now, he's not going to win it. But very few guys in the history of sports or entertainment can stroll into a venue like this and amongst stars stand out, because Sheffield strolled up to the driving range wearing gray sweatpants, a gray sweatshirt, with the hood on, with a cigar, and that's how he's hitting balls right now on the range. Why? Because Gary Sheffield is a badass.
It's a little growl fit for him. I do like it.
It's so good.
First ballot batting stance Hall of Fame, Gary Sheffield.
Oh, no doubt. Who's going to tell Sheffield to take that sweatshirt off?
No.
I mean, listen, you couldn't bring a football in here. This guy, that is not golf attire.
He makes it look good, though.
He should play in it.
Yes.
Who are like some guys in sports that stand out, just in terms of coolness? Because for me, I remember, so for me, like a good judge of just how cool and famous you are is when you're at a venue like this or on Radio Row and you really stand out amongst the stars, right? So Ed Reed is a guy that Ed Reed was the coolest guy last year at the Super Bowl, right? Because he just has a presence to him, an aura to him. And Sheffield is one of those guys as well,
1,000%.
Yes.
And I kind of lost a little focus when you were talking, because as you could see in the corner of your eye, Dan Patrick just strolled by.
Oh, he did?
DP.
Oh, here, he's holding court.
DP.
He is holding court. Let me tell you something. Dan Patrick might be the fucking most famous person here. Listen, there's my type of fame where you think you're famous, but you're really not, okay? You think you're friends with these guys, but you're really... Dan Patrick's actually friends with these guys. They come up to him. It's unbelievable.
The biggest difference is he doesn't have to tell people.
Right. I am Dan Patrick. Yeah. Right, he doesn't even... He's like, who am I talking to? Who is this guy? Paulie Paps follows him around and says, hey, that's Gary Sheffield.
Can I pull back the curtain on something that I thought was funny that happened yesterday? Yeah. Because if you're an audio listener right now, you could see Stugotz in a T-shirt. It's almost jarring when I see Stugotz in a T-shirt because I'm so used to seeing him in a hoodie.
Yeah.
Tahoe,
like Sheffield.
Yes. Yeah. Tahoe was kind of hard to prepare for because the mornings it's cold.
It's impossible.
The afternoons,
in the morning, it's like 20 below. I'm wearing jeans and a sweatshirt, like Chef. I mean.
And yesterday, we get here, we're sitting directly in the sun, and every 10 or so seconds, Stugotz is just muttering under his breath in a sweatshirt and jeans, I gotta buy some clothes. I gotta buy some clothes.
Yeah, I did. And let me tell you, I love it here at Edgewood. The resort is absolutely amazing, but there is no place where if you have to buy emergency clothes, there is no place that's going to rip you off more than a golf clubhouse, yes. Okay? I bought a pair of shorts and a T-shirt. It was like $240.
The best part was you're muttering, like, I got to buy some clothes. You go into the pro shop, finally, you come back out and you're wearing the same clothes, and I'm like, what happened? You're like, right. I'm not paying those prices for those clothes. Right. And then like 10 minutes goes by and you're like, I have to do it. I have to do it.
The sun beat me down, man.
The sun beat me 10-7 yesterday.
So you were surprised when I showed up again today wearing the same stuff?
Yes, but you came prepared with the change of clothes.
I do have a change of clothes. You think Sheffield has a change of clothes?
I think so. There's probably a polo under there if I had to guess. But Sheffield is kind of this new age golfer where everything they do in golf looks cool. Like it's not your grandpa's golf anymore.
Right.
Like Chef is
So he's setting trends, is what you're saying. He's a trendsetter.
He's the new era.
You have Max Homa wearing sweatpants to the next tournament, do you?
Yeah.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, you were so close to Gary Sheffield. You got an autograph from David Wells yesterday. You're a Yankee fan, and now you're close to Gary Sheffield. I believe he was on your list.
Yes, he was part of my big three. David Wells, Roger Clemens, Gary Sheffield.
So how come you're not asking him to come on? By the way, Matthew Kachuk is going to join us later today. How come you're not asking Sheffield to come on?
I could go up and say something.
Well, that's what you're here for.
Can I tell you a Stugotz move I've kind of been doing today?
What?
I've
not asking Gary Sheffield to come on.
My move here for some reason is I know where most people went to college, so when I see them, I say like go blank, like. And I don't have any affiliations with those schools. I don't really root for those schools. But I saw Patrick Peterson before, and I said, P2, go Tigers. And he was like, go Tigers, man.
That's how you do it. I'm so proud of you. Yeah.
And I saw Jerome Bettis, and I said, go Irish.
Right.
So there's.
You didn't say the bus?
No, I didn't.
Really? Go Irish.
Yeah. It was more subtle in passing, where I just gave him a nod, and I said, go Irish. Right. No affiliation in those schools, but if you ask some of the celebrities here, they're like, "Oh, this kid is the Notre Dame, LSU, Alabama fan."
You have told celebrities. You have attended 17 universities this week, haven't you?
And I'm worried that by the time I see Vince Carter, I've told it to so many people that like it's the boy who cried wolf. So then I'm the boy who cried Carolina when I see Vince Carter, and I'm like, "Go Heels."
What are you going to say when you see Grant Hill? I mean.
Nothing. Nothing. There's a certain line I won't cross, and that's if you're wondering where the line is, it's like Duke, and NC State. Yeah.
How about the Red Sox?
No.
No?
That was college specific.
Right.
For pro teams, I'm more lenient to pretend I'm a fan of somebody.
So when Josh Allen comes by, and he'll be by soon, what are you going to yell out? Like Wyoming? Like what do you yell out for that?
Well, I was a Bills fan last year because Mac played there.
Right.
So
Bills Mafia,
yeah. And then he's going to find out that I'm now a Patriots fan. So that would kind of be a little devastating. But I think Josh Allen. There's a couple of guys that I think I have pretty good ins with. It's like Josh Allen,
right?
Devontae Adams, Ryan Fitzpatrick. It's really, were you ever a teammate with Mac Hollins? If you check the yes box,
you got him.
If you check the yes box, I'm a lot more confident walking up.
Right. Maybe Sheffield knows Mac Hollins.
I doubt it. There doesn't seem to be too much crossover in the baseball to football world.
Taylor, here's what I've learned, though, okay, since I'm teaching you and you are growing up right in front of my eyes, all right? You don't know unless you ask.
Okay.
You don't know. I'm not saying you ask him if he went to school with Mac Hollins or knows Mac Hollins. He doesn't, okay? You just say, Chef, I'm a huge fan, big Yankee fan. You're my favorite player, batting stance Hall of Fame. Can you come on my show for 15 minutes? That's what you do. That's what Tahoe Week is all about, all right? Since I passed some of my confidence on to you.
Dangerous
Not
game.
all of it yet, though.
It's a dangerous game.
Audience, Taylor is turning into me right in front of your fucking eyes. This is scary. Tahoe, day number 2. You never know who you're going to run into. Lake Tahoe at the Celebrity Championships here. Trey Wingo, our friend, is here. Yesterday I saw him. He was headed to the lake. How was the lake, Trey?
Oh, Stugotz, first of all, good to see you. The lake is wonderful. You know, people are like, oh, it's so cold. Man, get out of here. It's about 62 degrees. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's refreshing. It's bracing. It'll give you energy and vitality.
Yes.
At least it's what I'm telling myself.
I said I would meet you down at the lake. Were you waiting for me? Or
For 3 hours, and you did not show. No, I was like, yeah, I'll meet you at the lake. And then I didn't even go until like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's all good.
Wait a second, because if I went to the lake at the time you told me to meet you at the lake, you wouldn't be at said lake, which is Lake Tahoe, by the way.
Yeah, but I know you didn't.
Right.
You didn't.
And you knew I wasn't.
Correct.
Yes.
I went with my gut.
Yes. And your gut was correct. How long did you marinate in that lake?
I was in there for about 25 minutes.
Really?
That's beautiful.
I was telling Taylor yesterday the key to swimming in a lake, and he ranked the bodies of water that he likes to swim in, and we'll get to that in just a second.
I like
because I want to see if you agree with him.
Yeah.
But I was telling him yesterday the key to the lake is you don't dip a toe in.
No.
You dip a toe in, you're not going in. You just have to jump in.
Correct.
And absorb it for like 5 seconds.
Correct. Let the cold water hit you, wash over you, and then you acclimate.
Yes.
So now I'm curious, Taylor. Give me your bodies of water.
It was a bit of a controversy at first whether or not.
I'm shocked with Stugotz. There was a controversy.
Well, I mean, listen to what he said.
Did you say at 8?
No.
Okay.
There was a bit of a controversy at first whether or not a pool was considered a body of water.
I think you have to call that a body of water.
So
it's
pool
a man-made body of water.
Right. So pool was number 1 on his list.
Pool was by far number 1.
That's
on
a
my list.
hard pass. You're just swimming in other people's urine.
I mean, Trey's going to say the ocean, just so you know.
Yeah.
Then I had Ocean 2.
Yes. First of all, ocean should be number 1.
Okay.
For a variety of reasons. Would you like me to explain?
Yes, please.
Okay. First of all, the ocean will give you what your body doesn't have.
Right.
Like if you're low on zinc, the ocean puts zinc in your body.
And a shark bite.
Yeah, well, that's in certain places. If you're low on copper or whatever, you need something. The ocean will give it to you. The ocean. Now, I'm not a full Zen guy, but I believe in the healing powers of the ocean, and I think the ocean will take care of almost all of your problems.
Wow.
So ocean's got to be at the top.
Okay.
And then I had Lake 3.
Lake 3. All right, I guess.
My problem with the lake, though, is like I don't have a lake house. I don't have a boat on a lake.
Do you have an ocean house?
I don't have an ocean house.
Okay,
but
so
it's a lot
why?
more- it's
But
a lot
why?
more
Do you have a pool at your house?
I mean, like, I feel like that's the worst reason ever for ranking it where it is. Like, where are all your houses? You know, like in hot tubs and kiddie pools? What?
It's a studio apartment. It's
There
about
you go.
600 square feet.
Right.
So really that rationale makes no sense whatsoever. Right? Let's just be clear about that. It makes no
He
sense.
doesn't live on the ocean. He doesn't live on the lake. He doesn't have a pool, Trey.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
right. I am with you.
So that's just,
He's the least qualified person.
That is a total that's a disqualifier of your qualifications. You've just disqualified yourself. I just want you to know that. Oh my God.
Dare I say,
Yes, sir.
that if Trey Wingo was playing in this tournament, Trey Wingo might win this tournament,
Oh God, no.
but certainly finish in the top 5. Trey, you can go out there right now and fire a 1 over.
Oh God, no.
What do you mean, God, no? I've seen you golf.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
My goal would be to break. If I could break 80, I would be very happy. Like Marty, who wins this thing every year, Marty Fish, he's a friend of mine. Like, people don't know how good he is. Like
Yeah.
Taylor Twellman, who used to work with us at ESPN and now does great stuff for Apple on soccer and was a former soccer player.
Yep.
He's like a +2, which is like 2 better than scratch.
Right.
And he said, I have no chance to win with guys like Marty Fish.
Right.
I have no chance. Marty is the best non-professional golfer.
Jack Nicklaus said that.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
Right.
And the thing is, he plays, I can't remember which one it is. He's ambidextrous, so he either played tennis right-handed and plays golf left-handed, or he plays golf right-handed and played tennis left-handed. I can't remember which it is.
I think it's golf lefty.
Yeah, and that's ridiculous. And
Right.
he was a top 10 player in the world in tennis, right-handed, and that's not even his natural stroke, for lack of a better term.
So you're saying Marty's a much better golfer than you are?
Marty is the best golfer I've ever played with. That's not a professional.
Really?
Golfer. Yeah, he's unbelievable. Yeah, Jack once said to him, you could have played on tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Who
that
else?
good.
Who else would be in that conversation for
Trent
you?
Dilfer was very good.
So these are non-golfer.
These are non-golfers
Okay.
that can just.
Dilfer's good.
Twellman is really
Twellman's good. Yeah.
I brought him once to my old course in Connecticut, and we won the championship. And they're like, "Who'd you bring in?" Like, don't worry about it.
You brought a ringer.
Yeah, I think I contributed 2 putts and 1 chip in those 18 holes, and we won the tournament.
No one recognized Twellman? I mean, they didn't know who he was. Soccer's dead.
By the way, it's so funny. We've been hearing this for like 20 years. Our
Thank you.
generation.
Thank
right?
you. Thank
Soccer's
you.
going to take
Thank
over.
you. Thank
well,
you.
when?
Finally.
Like when?
Yes.
Like I love the World Game. I love the beautiful game. I love watching the World Cup.
Right.
I love all of this. But in this country,
I love watching the Europeans play it.
yeah, exactly. In this country, it's always going to be football, not football. That's just the way it is.
Yes.
That's the way it is.
We're all just killing time until football, Trey.
Correct. And I love to do that. when
But if you're going to kill it in Lake Tahoe. you know?
like people post stuff. Like the NFL account posted, like the NFL Instagram account posted like a week ago. What are your thoughts on these throwback intros to Super Bowl 38? I'm like, I haven't thought about Super Bowl 38 since you put this post up. Like I do not care about the intros of the Patriots and the Panthers for Super Bowl 38. No, 39.
Right.
I know 38. I could not care less. And I put on the comment, we need to post stuff because we don't have actual football stuff to post. So this is why we're posting this. Throwback to the Super Bowl 38 intros. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing?
Football.
Exactly right. Exactly.
Can't get enough, and they know it, Trey.
Oh, my God.
They know it. What are you excited about coming up? There are some amazing storylines in the NFL this year. Which ones kind of get your attention?
Well, obviously, the Steelers are just so desperate.
It's crazy, Trey.
And I understand because they haven't won a playoff game since before the Chiefs drafted Patrick Mahomes. Their last playoff win was against the Chiefs in January 2017 after the 2016 season. So they're desperate. But the Steelers sort of are the problem of what an NFL team encounters when they don't have a guy. Right? Ben Roethlisberger retired, and they've tried Kenny Pickett. They tried Russell Wilson. They tried Justin Fields.
This is the most stable organization in the NFL, and they can't find stability at that position.
To your point,
right.
Since 1970, 3 Steelers head coaches, 6 popes.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And the popes tend to hang around for a while.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
We've had 3 head coaches. 3 since 1970, and I think Tomlin's feeling pressure.
Yes.
And as a Jets fan, I'd love to get your thoughts on signing Aaron, not to a multi-year deal, but a 1-year deal.
It's just, it reeks of desperation from a coach who shouldn't be this desperate.
Correct.
That was my feeling when I learned that the Steelers signed him. It was surprising, just based on my knowledge of that organization and how that organization works.
Yeah.
I guess you could say Mike Tomlin. Okay, if anyone's going to get the best Aaron Rodgers, maybe it's going to be Mike Tomlin. But for me, this reeks of desperation. And the 1-year deal is strange. Why not pin him down and make him sign a 2-year deal?
Exactly, because now you're just waiting for the next draft is essentially what you're doing. And you're telling me that the Steelers in this 1 year believe they have a championship window with Josh Allen and the Bills and Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs and Joe Burrow and the Bengals and Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I mean, like at best, going into the season, they're the 3rd best team in their own division.
Right.
And then they signed DK Metcalf, who was, let's be honest, he's a good player.
Yeah.
But A.J. Brown at the same draft as him in the same school as him, much better wide receiver in his career. Much better wide receiver in his career. And then Jalen Ramsey, the 2025 Steelers would kill it in 2019.
Oh, yeah, great team.
They would destroy 2019.
All-time team, yes.
All-time 2019 in 2025.
Yes.
That's the Steelers' problem.
But I will tell you this, as a Jet fan, since you asked, I am conditioned to think that Aaron Rodgers is going to lead this team to the Super Bowl.
He's winning MVP this season.
All right. Well, yeah, then he can celebrate in your pool, okay?
Or in the ocean at your ocean.
I would recommend the ocean over your pool, which is non-existent.
Trey, the other AFC quarterbacks are so fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Burrow, Josh Allen. When I mean the other, I mean everyone other than Patrick Mahomes.
Correct.
Because he's won so many Super Bowls already. But Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, who's made it to a Super Bowl, Josh Allen, all these guys, it seems like because of Mahomes' presence, they're almost granted, like, hey, it's okay if you don't win a Super Bowl. We still know you're great.
It's very much the 90s in the Jordan era. And all the Hall of Fame basketball players that never won a championship. Stockton, Barkley, Malone, Gary Payton, all these all-timers never had a chance because Jordan was there. And people are saying, well, this is the year the Chiefs may take a step back. Okay. Sure.
I've been saying that for 4 years.
Exactly. Look, they've been to 7 straight AFC championship games. If they don't get there again, I'll be shocked. He arguably has the best wide receiving core, if they're healthy, that he's ever had.
Yep.
And Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice, and Hollywood Brown. Kelsey's still there. Their offensive line needs some tweaks. Defense still has plenty of players. Like, if you think they're going to go 9-8, like, put the bottle back on the glue.
Sure.
It's not happening.
Right. Are the Eagles the best team in the NFL?
I think they might be.
Yeah. You're not going to be surprised if they win it again, of course not.
I would be surprised because it took so long for someone to do it. I mean, from Super Bowl 38 and 39 to Super Bowl 57 and 58, it was basically 20 years before someone did it. So I think the Eagles have all the components, and I think every year there's 2 GMs that do the draft better than anybody. It's Brett Veach in Kansas City, and it's Howie Roseman in Philadelphia, and that's why these teams keep winning all the time.
Yeah. Anything else you're if there's a team that's kind of flying under the radar right now, I have my team. From the AFC, by the way.
All right, I'm curious. Who do you think
that I'm not going to be surprised if they wind up AFC Championship game Super Bowl.
Okay.
Denver Broncos.
A lot of people are in on that, and I can understand why. Sean's done a great job in but here's the problem, right?
Bo Nix is a lot better than I thought he would be.
Same here.
Yes.
Same here. But here's the thing. Remember C.J. Stroud's rookie season?
Yes, great.
Okay.
Step back.
Little regression. Mm-hmm. I expect a little regression from Bo, a little regression from Jaden Daniels. I think when you have a full season of tape, these guys are smart. These defensive coordinators will figure some things out. So I think a little bit of regression for those. I'll tell you, my sleeper team, I think the Rams could be really good.
Really?
I think the Rams could be really, really good. Obviously Cooper's gone, but Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua, that's a really good tandem. Stafford can still sling it as good as anybody.
Williams.
I love Williams. I love the young defensive players that they have on that defensive line, in Verse and all of those guys. I just think, and that division is very winnable this year. San Francisco's lost a lot of talent.
Yes.
They've lost a lot of talent.
Yep.
I would not be surprised if the NFC Championship game was the Eagles and the Rams.
San Francisco, is there because there seems to never be pressure on Kyle Shanahan.
Correct.
Should there be pressure on Kyle Shanahan?
Well, the only 2 times he's ever missed the playoffs is the year after he lost the Super Bowl to the Chiefs.
Right.
And they did not lose the Super Bowl to the Chiefs this year. So if he doesn't get to the playoffs this year, I think it's problematic. I think then it becomes a little problematic.
Right. The Chiefs don't just beat you in the Super Bowl; they wreck your next season.
They do.
Yes.
They stay in your head, man.
Right.
They've won to 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls. No team has ever done that.
Right.
And before we move on to anything else, just like people are like, oh well, this Super Bowl loss to the Eagles killed their comparison to the Patriots. Really? In his first 5 Super Bowls, Mahomes is 3-2. In Brady's first 5 Super Bowls, he was 3-2.
Yeah.
It took Brady 11 years to get to 5 Super Bowls. It took Patrick 7 as a starter. In 7 seasons, he's been to 5 Super Bowls and won 3 of them. No one has ever done that.
I know.
Ever.
I know.
Ever.
They're taking a step back though this year.
It's a very popular narrative.
Listen, eventually I'm going to be right on this.
One of those broken clock twice a day.
Taylor asked me before if he thought Trey would want to talk about Baylor football.
No.
I wanted to give you the choice, so I prepared either we were going to do Baylor football wins and losses, or we were going to do wing go or wing no.
Sure, let's do. Well, first of all, Baylor, I want them to win as many games as possible.
Right. He doesn't want to do win-loss. He's not Mike Francesa.
Yeah, Francesa on the fan.
Phil Steele has him winning the Big 12 this year.
I love that. I think that's fantastic.
Why are you still buying Phil Steele magazines?
Summer doesn't start until you have a Phil Steele.
Well, he reads it by his pool.
That's to do, actually.
All right, so what's wing go or wing no?
So I will give you a prompt.
Okay.
And then you just have to respond wing go or wing no.
Got it.
Like peeing in the pool.
Yes. Wing go all the way.
Wing go. Right, there you go. Ocean, that goes without saying.
Yeah, well, like I went scuba diving once and they said there are 2 kinds of people in the world: people that pee in their wetsuit and people that lie about it. Right. So there you go. Those are the parameters with which we're working.
You're in Hawaii, right?
Half the year.
Half the year, right?
Yeah.
So the ocean is your bathroom, essentially.
Essentially, it's everything. It's my spa. It's my exercise. It's everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love you.
The first question for wing go or wing no.
Yeah.
Clapping when the plane lands.
No, wing no. That's your job. Like your literal job is to not crash and die.
No, but I think people are clapping because they're happy they're alive.
Right. But like no, like you don't sign up to fly on a plane expecting it to crash. Right. Like unless you're like the most pessimistic person ever. Well, here we go. I'm going to try to die again. So wing no on clapping when the plane. Unless it's a horrible storm,
right?
And there's a really bumpy flight and the pilot comes through, then absolutely. But just on a general flight, no.
Some adversity.
Did your job. You
Some
did
adversity, tricky weather conditions.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Bad weather game.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we applaud Patrick Mahomes for completing a pass. I mean, that's his job.
Against the Eagles, it was difficult. I'm not going to lie to you.
He also has people rushing him.
Correct. So what do we got next?
Yes.
This is the year Trevor Lawrence finally puts it all together.
Wing no.
Yeah,
there's too many good teams in the AFC. It's just not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
They got him Travis Hunter.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's out of excuses, though.
Yeah, he's out of excuses.
That's right. When you get Travis Hunter, that means you're out of excuses.
Another person who's out of excuses is Justin Herbert.
Agreed.
It's time for the promise of Justin Herbert to deliver.
Yep.
It's time.
Same with Tua.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Yep.
Caleb Williams, still room for excuses?
Wing, no. I think that he's. Was that a question or just an add-on?
That was just
an add-on.
Ad-lib.
I think Caleb. He's. Everybody talks about the sacks. Half of the sacks were on Caleb Williams.
Correct.
He needs to get rid of the ball and get rid of, like that Lions game on Thanksgiving. Will like what were they doing on that final drive?
Right.
No sense whatsoever. And that was some of Eberflus and the offensive coordinator and all that problems. Hopefully Ben Johnson will fix all that. But yeah, it's time for Caleb to step up. He was okay last year. He wasn't terrible. He was okay.
Yep. The problem was Jaden Daniels.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what makes Caleb look worse.
Yes.
Ketchup on a hot dog. Wingo or wing no?
Absolute Wingo. I'm not a mustard guy.
Really?
Yeah, I know that's a very
I
unpopular
want to fight you
take.
right now.
You should. A lot of people do.
I've never been this angry. I've never been
know.
angry at you, period.
I know.
Yeah.
I am a ketchup on a hot dog guy, and I know that drives people crazy.
Wow.
But that is
Disappointing.
I know.
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
I feel bad about it.
I recently went to Chicago, and they were like, we're not serving you that hot dog
Yeah,
with ketchup. And I was like, it's my hot dog.
Good for them.
Yeah. Stand your ground.
No, it's their hot dog. They don't have to sell it to you.
They don't want to sell it to you.
Right.
I like that point. That's a good idea.
Thank you.
What's next?
The Lions take a massive step back this season, replacing Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. Wingo or wing no?
I think that's a Wingo.
Same.
I think, look, it's not just that. They've lost their entire coaching staff, right?
Yep.
To be a consistently good team, you have to deal with two things: expectations and erosion, right? They dealt with expectations last year. Even though they lost that first game, look, they had at one point they had 20. They had 18 guys on the defensive side of the ball on injured reserve. To put that in perspective, that's all 11 starters plus 7 backups. That's how many people. So, people like that lost to the Commanders. How did it happen? Well, they didn't have anybody.
Right.
They didn't have anybody. And since over the last 3 seasons, they've averaged 30.8 points per game. They scored 31, so they did their job. They just were handicapped defensively. But I do think they have to deal with erosion now, and that's the hardest part. Dan Campbell's staff was a great staff, and it's been decimated. So there's going to be a lot of obstacles for Detroit.
Did you feel like that staff propped him up as a coach?
I think it certainly helped him, and I think it was a great job of him being essentially a first-time head coach. I know he's had interim stints a couple of other places. I think he was very smart to build a staff like that around him.
Sure.
And it's hard to replace that much talent either on the field or on the sidelines, and they just got picked apart.
Trey, you know what's funny? We pay so much attention to one fucking position in that sport, we don't realize just how decimated the Lions' defense was in the playoffs.
Again, 18 defensive players at one point,
Right.
all on it. They had a guy playing in that game against the playoff game against the Commanders that had never played a snap at the position he started in.
Right.
Became a cornerback. It was brutal.
Yep. You got one more?
Yep. The Panthers could win the NFC South. Wingo or wing no?
Ooh, I like the Panthers.
I kind of like the Panthers, and I like the way Bryce responded at the end of last season after the benching for the Red Rifle and Andy Dalton. And that division is, and by the way, Tristan Wirfs, the Bucs' best offensive lineman, just went on the PUP. He's going to probably miss the start of the season, the last remaining offensive lineman from the Super Bowl win with Tom Brady. Yeah, let's go Wingo with that one.
I like that.
I like that.
That would be a great story, Bryce Young.
It would,
right?
And it would be a real sign of perseverance and how hard it is mentally. Forget everything else. How hard it is mentally to play quarterback in the NFL.
Right.
That's something no one talks about. Arm strength and all that. No, can you be strong enough mentally to deal with all the shit that comes your way? And everything's your fault when you lose, and nothing's your fault. Nothing's your praise when you win.
Right.
That's the thing. When you lose, it's all the quarterback's got to say it's all my fault. When we win, we got to say, hey, my teammates did a great job.
Right.
That's what you got to do.
I want to thank you for not choosing Baylor win-loss.
I was ready to talk Sawyer Roberts.
Sick 'em. There you go. I want them to do well. What
are you doing here? What are you promoting around here, Trey?
Well, I'm working with the St. Andre golf account. Do you follow those guys at all?
No.
Oh, they're freaking hilarious. They do all these funny golf skits about the game, and as you know, and I know you know, I love golf, and you love golf. So it's one of my. If you follow them at St. Andre Golf on Instagram, it is the funniest account in golf there is. They do amazing stuff. They asked me to come out here and do some stuff with them, so I did some stuff with them. I'm headed home later on today. I'm going to be part of the Open Championship coverage for NBC. I did the U.S. Open with them.
Nice.
So that'll be fun. And I've got a few things cooking that aren't finalized yet for football season, but they should be shortly, and I'm really excited about those things too.
All right, excellent. Always keeping yourself busy, Trey.
Just enough.
Right.
I don't want to work full time.
No.
Just enough.
Yeah, a little work and a lot of time in the lake and the ocean.
Exactly.
And on the golf course.
And on the links.
Yeah.
Headed up to Cabot in Nova Scotia in 2 weeks.
Oh, you really?
Yeah.
Thanks for the invites.
You gotta. Well, there was
That's a hike, by the way.
Well, we're getting there the fancy way.
Oh, good.
So
good for you.
He also just wants the invite. He would not go.
Yeah, no,
Well,
Stugotz would go. Stugotz
I
would
would
go
go.
to Cabot.
Yeah, he knows.
Cabot is mwah.
I will
Chef's
travel
kiss.
for, yes.
Yeah.
for golf.
Yes. There are many things you don't travel for. You travel for those kind of trips.
What was the name of your game? Wingo, what was it?
Wingo or wing no?
Wingo or Wing No, tricked out golf courts.
Oh, absolutely. Wingo.
Yes?
Yes,
All right.
100%.
Music blaring out of those golf courts.
Music, the softest seats imaginable, charging ports, the whole thing. I want it all. I want to have my computer, my laptop, and my phone functioning while I play, plus the speaker. I want it all.
I want to take you to Jordan's course one time. Have you played?
No. Have you?
Yes.
Now I hate you. So this has come full circle. I am extremely jealous of you right now.
I was invited by Dwight Freeney.
Yes.
We had a wonderful time.
Nice.
There are drones that bring you lunch and drinks.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah. That's pretty good.
It's all good.
That's the definition of a good airdrop on the course.
Yeah.
The drone will bring you a transfusion. Oh.
You're out on the course. It's like Tahoe. It's like the celebrity championship every day there.
And if I'm not mistaken, if you don't play in under 3 hours, they will kick you off the course.
They will.
I love that.
You have to get through.
I love that.
You're there to play golf.
Yes, not to do this.
And clear out the course for when MJ wants to come on.
Correct. Yeah. Keep it moving. Yeah. Slow play, I will come at you with a 7-iron.
Wing no.
Slow play, hard wing no, baby.
Right. It's always great to see you, man. Have a safe trip home.
Thank you,
and
sir.
Sorry I left you at the lake yesterday.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I'll get you on the next cabin trip, and you'll get me on the next trip to Jordan's course.
Jordan course is done.
Perfect.
Okay?
Love it.
Done. See ya.